Welcome to the Con Pod, a Star Trek convention podcast, a proud member of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. Here is your host, Ron Wrobel.
Hailing frequencies open. I'm your host, Ron, and welcome to the Con Pod, a Star Trek convention podcast, part of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. This episode was recorded on Thursday, May 26, 2022. As of recording, we are 91 days away from the 56-year mission. If you haven't heard our last episode, you can hear it by visiting trekgeeks.com/conpod. In our last episode, we discussed convention anxiety with our guests Heather Ray and Dr. Ali Matu. I'd like to thank them both and hope to see them at a convention very soon. Today's episode is going to be a bit different. No guest today, but rather, I'll be doing a deep dive into different tickets for the upcoming 56-year mission tour in Las Vegas, Nevada. There are a lot of different ticket options for this convention, and it isn't always super clear on what tickets get what benefits, so I'm hoping to break it down for you. But before I get into the ticket tiers, I wanted to share that I just got an email from Creation saying that they're waiving service fees over the Memorial Day weekend starting at 9 a.m. on Friday, May 27th, and ending on Monday, May 30th at 9 p.m. Pacific Time. As we start to look at the different ticket tiers, there are essentially 4 different tiers for this convention: Gold, Captain's Chair, Copper, and General Admission. Each of these ticket tiers include the benefits of the tiers below it. So your Copper ticket gets all the benefits of General Admission, Captain's Chair gets Copper and General Admission, and Gold gets it all. So first, we're going to look at the General Admission tickets. And just to make things a bit more complicated, there's about 4 different levels of GA tickets as well. But let's look at each of those. So the basic entry-level ticket to this convention is called a General Admission Single Day Pass. Right now, these are selling for $70 per day, and you have to buy one for each day. So if you're just going for 1 or 2 days, this is a really easy way to get into the convention and see those panels. The next tier above that on the general admission level is a preferred single-day admission pass. These sell for $90 and include a reserved seat. These aren't the best seats, but they are reserved, so you actually have a ticket row and a ticket number that is yours throughout that entire single day. They start on row 28 and are only on stage left and right. As we go forward, any ticket tier that has a reserve seat, you actually get to pick your specific seat by looking at the master seat plan through Creation's website. So cool little perk there, easy way to also see how many neighbors you're going to have and just how full the convention will be. The next tier above the preferred one, this is just general admission convention tickets. These are $269, and this is a 4-day ticket that gets you in every day for the convention. One of the perks with doing this ticket, besides not having to register each day, is you're eligible for pre-registration. This is something that each of the higher ticket tiers also include. But basically, Wednesday afternoon, you can go check in, get your wristband, get your lanyard, and you're good to go. We should also mention that typically for the convention, a few weeks out, you'll see discounted tickets pop up on a website called Gold Star or through Groupon. Easy way to save some money. Typically, these tickets are about half price of the normal general admission tickets. I've never seen them sell the preferred ticket, so you won't have a reserve seat. But in the past, they have offered the general admission convention, so that 4-day ticket at a discount as well. If you do buy the single day passes, you will need to check in each day. But again, at half price, every $1 you can save on that ticket is another $1 you can spend in the convention hall. So all 4 of those tickets are considered general admission, and their benefits include admission to the main theater with a guaranteed seat. What's a guaranteed seat versus a reserve seat? Good question. The guaranteed seat, it means that in the general theater, if there are 5,000 seats, and I don't think there's that many, but if there are, Creation will not sell more than 5,000 tickets. When you see some of the larger conventions, New York City Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, they might have 1,000 seats in the room and they might sell 10,000 tickets to the event. So there's a chance you won't be in the room for one of those panels. That doesn't happen with Creation. You'll be into that general theater for every panel. The next benefit you get is admission to the vendor's room. The vendor's room is a very large room that has a lot of different, just everything you can imagine to buy for Star Trek. Be it interactions with some of the celebrities. I know the Next Generation cast is usually all in this room. A chance to get photo ops, selfies, autographs. You'll also see tables that are selling everything you can imagine, from Star Trek wine to starships to fan sets. An official sponsor of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. They're there, and they always have some incredible convention-exclusive pins. Bill and Dan will be there from the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. This is not the vendor's room episode. We'll have one of those, but you get admission to this vendor's room, and there's a lot to see in there as well. Right, the general admission ticket also gets you access to the promenade area, which sounds like it's Promenade, Deep Space Nine. It is not. The promenade area is really just the connecting areas between the different theaters and the vendor's room. That's not to say that it is boring, because it is not. Creation does a really good job of decorating this area. There's opportunities for some quick photos in like the Borg Regeneration Chamber. Typically there's a Tribble booth set up where you can get a picture with Tribbles with backdrop from the Enterprise. There have been folks doing caricatures out there. The transporter, I don't want to go into all of them. There's a lot to see and do there. It's also a great area to do some people watching, because some of the cosplays of this convention are just unbelievable. You'll also gain admission to the autograph and photo op area. This basically means that you can buy photo ops and autographs. They do not come free at this level, and you do have to have a convention ticket in order to get any autograph or photo op. You'll also gain admission to the secondary theaters. This is the first year that this convention is going to be held at Bally's. Typically, it's held at the Rio. And the space there has allowed them to have one and sometimes two additional theaters, which will have a whole other line of programming. I think it's safe to assume we'll see that at Bally's this year as well. And you are given access to those theaters. Seating in those theaters is first come, first serve, no reserved seats. They are a lot smaller, but typically the programming, you're not going to have your big headliners in these rooms, so they don't fill up. It's important to note, too, in these theaters, there is no delineation between gold, captain's, copper, or general admission. It is literally just free seating. So that sums up your ticket benefits for general admission. The next level of ticket up is the copper ticket. This is my personal favorite level. It costs a little bit more. This ticket for this year is $359. The big difference here is that you get a reserved seat throughout the entire 4-day convention. And some of these seats are very close to the stage. They are on the left or right of the stage, but the seats start about 5 rows back. So you can get very close to the stage and grab some great photos. There are center stage tickets available. These are behind the golden captain's chair and start this year at row 29. But for the cost, you get a great reserved seat that is relatively close to the stage. It's also worth noting that proximity to the stage, while important for some people, Creation does a really good job. They have giant video screens throughout the main theater, and they do a good job of projecting this so you can see everything, even if you are in the back. Another benefit to the Coppers ticket is you receive a collector's coin. This each year is a lot of fun. It was really cool when Creation had the Star Trek license. They would have Star Trek on the coins. Since they lost that, they're more science fiction themed. Still a lot of fun to get. The next ticket benefit for Copper, I think, is a really good one and kind of justifies that extra cost. It's admission to the Saturday night gala. So the difference in cost between Copper and general admission is $90. The Saturday night gala tickets are on sale a la carte for this. The website says they're $65, but when you go to the ticket page, they're on sale for $35, so not quite sure which one it is. But the gala, in my opinion, is one of the highlights of the convention. In years past, we've had the Nevada Pops Orchestra doing instrumental versions of the Star Trek songs. We've had guest composers Jeff Russo, Dennis McCarthy. We've had Anthony Rapp singing, Issa Briones singing, Brent Spiner doing a routine. It's a lot of fun. And if you are going even general admission, I would say look at buying the additional tickets for the gala because it is definitely a highlight. With that, if you have one of the copper, captain's chair, or gold, you get your seat, so you're still very close, and that's included with those ticket tiers. Now, plugging along, our next ticket tier is captain's chair. These ones do cost a little bit more, starting at $539. With these, your seat is center stage and pretty close to the stage, starting at row 17. The perks that come with captain's chair, and this is the only ticket tier I have not personally done, but you get admission to the dance party. The date for this party is to be announced and the times to be announced. I believe it's typically following the Saturday night gala. But this is exclusive to captain's chair and gold chair members. They'll have a band and it's just a big dance party. You receive a creation special treat card. Now this is an interesting benefit. Not really sure what I would put the value at on this. You'll get a few discounts in the vendor's room. You'll get a few freebies, nothing too high value. Probably one of the coolest parts of the treat card is free autographs. Now, these are different. You don't go up to the talent and have them sign something. These are kind of, you stick your hand into a vat and pull out an autographed 8x10. Creation does a lot of conventions. The year that I had the treat card, one autograph was a designated Trek autograph. I think I got J.J. Hertzler that year. And then one was a random fandom. I think I pulled out a Riverdale autograph. So you never know quite what you're going to get with that. Could be great, could be something a little bit smaller. But kind of a cool thing to have. And then the last benefit for captain's chair is that you can renew your exact seat for the next convention. This is really good if you have a great seat that you don't want to lose. You can reserve that seat and have that exact seat moving forward. Our next and top tier level for these tickets is the gold ticket tier. Now, as of this recording, the gold tickets are currently sold out. The cost for these tickets are $1,099. You may be asking yourself, why on earth would I pay that? Well, there's one big benefit that comes with the gold tickets that none of the other tickets get, and that are complimentary autographs. These do mean that you get to go up and actually have the talent sign whatever it is you want them to sign. And it's important to note, if you're doing autographs for the first time at these conventions, you need to provide something for them to sign. Some of the talent in the vendor's room will have 8x10s available at their booth for sale. Creation has a booth that sells 8x10s as well for sale. Or you can bring something from home. Personally, I'm a big fan of the 4x6s. They take up a little bit less wall space, but that is completely up to you. So each year they say between 12 and 13 different complimentary autographs, and they'll continue to announce names right up until the convention. Right now, they have 9 listed. They have Armin Shimmerman, Blue Del Barrio, Dina Myers, Ethan Phillips, Ian Alexander, Jerry Ryan, John Noble, Kate Mulgrew, and Terry Farrell listed. So the total cost, if you were to go in and buy those autographs individually right now, is about $440. So if you're planning on getting those anyways, it makes a gold ticket very reasonable. And you get that reserved seat. The gold tickets are the best seats in the house. You're talking the very first row. So those folks that renew those seats, if you have a first row seat, some of those folks have had those seats for years. But, there are more gold tickets that will be auctioned off typically by Creation as we get closer to the convention. They usually will sell for a little bit higher than the current or the original asking rate of $1,099. But if you're only going to go once, gold, do it. It's the way to go. Another exclusive benefit to the gold ticket holders is the Thursday night dinner party. This is basically dinner and a show at the convention. This year, it's going to be Tig Notaro's comedy show, which I'm sure will be absolutely fantastic. The food changes. The one year that I did gold, I got to see Renee Odo and Nana Visitor do a poetry reading, and they did a few lines in character, which, as I look back, it was Renee's last convention, so very touching to go to. The food for this is kind of all over the place. This used to be held at a really nice steakhouse at the Rio. Then they moved it into the convention hall. The first year I did it, the food was very disappointing. But it's my understanding that since then the food has gotten a little bit better. And honestly, Tig Notaro's comedy show will be fantastic. So probably something that would be worth seeing. So that kind of wraps up all the different benefits for all of these ticket tiers. As you navigate Creation's website, it's really not clear what's included. So when you look at the special events right now, they have a number of events listed. It will tell you if it is something that is exclusive to a gold ticket, to a captain's ticket. Most of the events, though, are included at all levels. Like right now, we have honoring Ricardo Montalban. The Star Trek movie screenings, it looks like we'll be screening Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. That's all included with every ticket level. So it's really a cool way to get out and see this stuff. So definitely get those tickets. A few other little hacks with the tickets. As we get closer to the convention, and this happened a lot last year with COVID still being a big concern for a lot of people, there is a buy-sell group on Facebook, and a lot of tickets did go on sale. It is called the Buy Sell Star Trek Convention Experiences Las Vegas 55-Year Mission Tour. Definitely a mouthful. I'll say it one more time. The Buy Sell Star Trek Convention Experiences Las Vegas 55-Year Mission Tour. To join this group, you must be a member of the Star Trek Convention Experiences Facebook group. I'm an admin on both of those pages. The Star Trek Convention Experiences page is a great page for resources. But that buy-sell group is a great place to find tickets that are being sold by folks that can't make it to the convention. One of the rules we have with that group is there is no scalping. So the tickets can be sold at face value or at a discount. You can ask for the cost of the service fee, but there's no profiteering on those tickets. In addition, additional tickets such as autographs and photo ops can sometimes be purchased through that group at a discount for folks that aren't able to go. It's going to be a lot of fun. The convention's coming up close. We hope to have a few more episodes. We'll speak with some folks that will be in the vendor's room. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in. As we end the show, I'd like to thank the amazing guys over at 5-Year Mission for the intro music that you heard on this podcast. They put on a great show at Mission Chicago, and you can relive their music by getting their albums at 5yearmission.net. Thank you so much.